The F-15E Strike Eagle is one of the most sophisticated fighter jets ever built. In 40 years of combat, not a single F-15 has ever been shot down by an enemy aircraft. Not once. On March 2nd, not one, but 3 of them were destroyed in a single morning over Kuwait. And it wasn't the enemy, but someone from our own side who pressed the button.
Just a terrible situation. A US F-15 was shot down.
America confirms 3 of its F-15 fighter jets have been downed over Kuwait.
The United States and Israel launch Operation Epic Fury, a coordinated strike campaign targeting Iranian leadership, missile infrastructure, and command networks. Over 1,000 targets hit in a single window. The F-15E Strike Eagle is the backbone of these missions. It strikes ground targets and provides air cover on the same sortie. No aircraft the US flies does more in a single flight. These jets were operating out of Ali Al Salem Air Base, a strategic US military base inside Kuwait, 20 minutes away from the Iranian border. And down below, protecting that same airspace, was Kuwait's Patriot PAC-3 missile batteries, the most advanced surface-to-air defense system ever deployed in the region, specifically designed to intercept ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, and to distinguish them from Allied aircraft flying in the same corridor. That's the world on March 1st. Then, Iran responded, not with a targeted counterstrike, with a simultaneous multi-vector salvo, ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, and drone swarms launched across Kuwait, Bahrain, and the UAE in a single coordinated window. The goal wasn't to destroy one target. The goal was to overwhelm. Kuwaiti radar operators went from watching a quiet, empty sky to tracking dozens of hostile contacts simultaneously, all moving fast at supersonic speed, different altitudes, minutes from impact. And in that exact window, 3 F-15E Strike Eagles were returning from their strike mission, coming home on a standard return corridor, the kind of flight path Al Salem Base had seen hundreds of times before. At 7:03 a.m. Kuwait time, the Patriot batteries engaged with the potential targets, and unknowingly, it hit the jets. All 3 jets went down within minutes. All 6 crew, 3 pilots and 3 weapon systems officers ejected safely and were recovered. CENTCOM confirmed it within 24 hours. Kuwait's air defense network had shot down their own aircraft. To understand how a system designed to protect American pilots ended up shooting them down, you need to understand one mechanism. IFF, identification, friend or foe. Every military aircraft broadcasts a continuous encrypted signal, a coded identity that air defense systems interrogate before committing to an engagement. The F-15E carries a NATO Mode 4, Mode 5 transponder. When a Patriot battery interrogates it, the jet responds with its encrypted friendly code. Hey buddy, same team. The system reads the reply, confirms the aircraft is allied, and stand down. Under normal conditions, this thing happens in milliseconds. March 2nd was not normal conditions. During a dense multi-vector attack, when dozens of objects are flooding the radar screen, operators face an impossible decision. Wait for IFF confirmation on every contact and risk a ballistic missile hitting a city, or trust what the radar is showing and fire at whatever is moving toward you before it hits the ground. Because in that moment, a friendly jet coming home and an enemy missile coming in can look exactly the same size on screen. And if you wait too long to be sure, one of your cities turns into dust. So the system is built to fire first and verify later. And on March 2nd, it shot down 3 F-15 jets. But here is something that doesn't quite add up. The radar confusion explanation assumes the Patriot battery didn't know these jets, but these F-15Es took off from Ali Al Salem Air Base, 20 minutes from Iranian airspace. Kuwait is roughly the size of US state New Jersey. The same Patriot battery that fired on these jets would have tracked them from the moment they left the runway. Their departure, their entry into Iran, their entire return corridor. They weren't unidentified contacts arriving from hostile territory. They were jets this system watched leave 2 hours earlier. So the question isn't how the radar confused them with a missile. The question is, at what exact point in their return, over their own base, did the system suddenly read F-15 as enemy? That question has no clean answer in the official account. Now here's where it gets interesting. This isn't the first time the US Patriot has shot down a friendly aircraft. In 2003, during the invasion of Iraq, Patriot shot down a British Tornado fighter jet over Iraq. Both crew, Kevin Main and Flight Lieutenant David Williams died. The investigation that followed pointed to the same conditions that would appear again 23 years later. A radar picture cluttered with too many contacts, an operator with too little time, and a system that couldn't resolve the difference between a friendly aircraft and a threat fast enough to matter. After that incident, military reviewed its procedures. Recommendations were made. But the core of the problem, what happens when the attack is too fast and the radar is too crowded for any operator to be certain, that was never fully answered. Because there isn't a clear answer. And the attack on March 2nd arrived at exactly the scale where that gap opens up. Whether that was deliberate or not, the result was the same. Within hours of the incident, Iranian state media released video footage claiming their air defenses had shot down the F-15s. The footage spread across YouTube, Telegram, and X globally before a single fact check was published. Later, USA CENTCOM called the footage unverified and stated that F-15 got shot down because of a friendly fire by Kuwaiti Patriot batteries. Kuwait's Ministry of Defense confirmed independently. Their air defense network engaged the jets, acknowledged the error, and cooperated fully with the recovery operation. So, who shot down the F-15? The official answer is Kuwait's Patriot battery. That's almost certainly true. But the more precise answer is this. Iran created a battlefield so saturated, so deliberately overwhelming, that America's own defense architecture completed the mission for them. Iran didn't need to outfly the F-15E. They didn't need to penetrate Kuwaiti airspace. They needed chaos at sufficient density. In that chaos, the system designed to protect American pilots became the system that shot them down.